Fox 61 News at 10 starts now.
Now at 10, we are on the weather watch as a deep freeze moves in on the backside of this winter storm. We'll talk about how long the wind will continue and just how cold it will feel tomorrow.
I think the thing that people need to be careful of is a lot of black icing.
A recipe for disaster when it comes to road conditions. How crews are working around the clock before the holidays to make sure it's safe enough to drive.
Plus power outages across the state tonight. Wind and rain topples trees onto overhead lines. Ahead this hour, the latest efforts to turn the lights and, more importantly, the heat back on. The Fox 61 News at 10 starts right now.
Thanks for joining us here on the News at 10 tonight. I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. We're in a weather watch alert tonight across the state. We're contending with the wind and the freezing temperatures. It is brutal out there. And even power outages in some areas just 2 days before Christmas. The Eversource outage map reports around 47,000 households are without power on this cold winter's night. Crews are working around the clock, of course, to get electricity back on for everyone.
And on the roads, it was a short window between heavy rain and 50-degree temperatures to tonight's lows, dropping down into the teens in some parts of our state. That means if you're driving, ice should be your #1 concern.
Yeah, we have full team coverage tonight. Fox 61 meteorologist Ryan Bretton's tracking the minute-by-minute forecast. Gabby Molina is out in Meriden with live updates from the road, and Carmen Chow is in Manchester, where Eversource crews are fighting the cold to get power back on. But first, let's start with that forecast. Ryan, what can you tell us?
Sarah and Ben, good evening. We'll get to our reporters outside in just a minute. You can tell just by the looks on their faces how much the weather has changed in the last 6 hours. This Arctic air spilling in, it's 10 right now in New York City in Central Park. That is impressive. Around here, it's 16 in Hartford, 16 in New Haven, 9 the temperature now in Waterbury and Torrington, and we still have a very gusty wind. Gusts between 25 and 35 miles per hour throughout the state, even a gust to 37 miles per hour in Groton. That makes it feel even colder than that. The wind chill 9 below in Waterbury, 9 below in Torrington, 1 below 0 in New Haven, and 0 right now is what it feels like in Hartford. A wind chill advisory has been posted for northern Litchfield County. This is where the combination of the cold and the wind will make it feel like it's as cold as 25 degrees below 0 by tomorrow morning. The radar has cleared out in a pretty big way, but we're watching a few flurries and snow showers developing out over the Sound. That could swipe the shoreline, believe it or not, with a little bit of snow before tomorrow morning. So through the night, the wind chill remains a factor. By 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, the wind chill only 0 from Enfield all the way to New Haven, a wind chill of 8 below in Torrington, and we stay cold during the day tomorrow. So our weather watch alert continues through tomorrow morning as the bitter cold has arrived. Look out for some black ice in spots. Any standing water, any moisture has frozen up, but it seems like we've avoided a flash freeze. Fortunately, the wind dried out a lot of the main roads before the temperatures dropped. From here, though, the bitter wind chills and maybe even some snow showers. I'll be back to talk all about that coming up in just a little while.
All right, Ryan, thank you. With temperatures now well below freezing, the concern tonight is about any slippery spots out there on the roads.
Yeah, but it's not just the roads you need to look out for tonight. Your deck, your stairs, or your driveway could be just as frozen.
Let's continue our live team coverage here. Fox 61's Gabby Molina joining us live in Meriden tonight with more information on what you need to look out for. Gabby, what can you tell us?
I can tell you that it is freezing out here. At last check, it was 14 degrees here in Meriden. We're right near City Hall. 14 degrees is pretty much my nightmare. The rain has stopped. We saw some flurries earlier. That has stopped. The cold has not gone away, and that wind has also not gone away, which is really making it that much colder. So with the temperatures dropping, you really have to watch out for any slick spots on the roads. Take a look here. Crews were able to get out and put some salt, not just on the roads. It looks like there's some on the sidewalks as well, which is some really good news because, like you mentioned, really any surfaces, especially like your driveways, your decks, those might be some of the more slippery areas that we're dealing with here. The wind also helped dry the roads up a lot. They're looking a lot drier. You probably couldn't even tell that it rained as much as it did. And the crews that were out here getting these roads ready, they faced a lot of challenges before they got out there. The last-minute rush before Christmas, forced to slow down significantly, thanks to concerns over slippery roads.
Go slow, take it easy, watch the road in front of you.
The rain that poured over Connecticut stopped just before temperatures took a dive, making for some slick spots.
I'm noticing spots of ice on the road, very patchy.
As I'm driving, I could start to see some black slick. So seeing the road treated made my travel a lot better.
But crews had just a small window of time to get salt on the roads. A late afternoon round of rain would have washed it all away, so crews had to wait until that passed, but also try to get out there before any water started freezing.
When to get product on the road, when to wait, when to allow the wind to try to do its job and dry off the roads. It's a little bit of a concern. And then on top of all of that, we monitor road temperatures.
During a storm like this one that brought rain, wind, and freezing temps, crews face several challenges.
So it's not just air temperature, it's not just precipitation, frozen or wet, it's also road conditions. And it will vary from part of town to part of town. You'll get some higher elevations, you'll get some shading areas, you'll get roads that pass underneath highways that are a little bit colder or warmer than others.
With temperatures staying below freezing into Saturday during a busy holiday weekend, officials want to remind everyone to take it slow.
Well, I think the thing that people need to be careful of is a lot of black icing and a lot of areas that may be puddles that would carry a little bit of water. If you were to stop and try to brake on that spot when it's frozen, you're gonna skid for a little bit.
The director of Public Works told me that they didn't have too many issues here in Meriden earlier. He said that they had about a dozen trees down, but they were able to get that cleared up earlier this evening. Live in Meriden, Gabby Molina, Fox 61 News.
All right, Gabby, thank you. Stay warm out there. Go get warm quickly. Thanks, Gabby. Thousands of homes across the state still without power tonight, all while temperatures, like Gabby said, are dipping down into the teens. As of right now, Eversource is reporting that an estimated 47,000 homes are currently in the dark tonight, which is down from today's peak well over 100,000, which is thanks to crews working tirelessly to get power restored right before the holiday. Fox 61's Carmen Chow joining us live in Manchester, where it was one of the hardest hit towns hit the hardest by this storm today. Carmen?
Well, Ben, right now I'm on Fern Street, where, as you can see behind me, this neighborhood is pitch black. It's kind of eerie out here, and all you hear is really the sound of generators running throughout this neighborhood, and this home behind me is actually running their generator. I'm not sure if you're able to hear, but that's why they're able to keep some of their tiny little lights on outside. But we know not everyone has that luxury, and that's why Eversource and town officials are handing out plenty of reminders for folks during this storm. Not a sight of light was spotted across some Manchester neighborhoods. For the lucky ones, generators kept the house running. For the Feltis family, power was out for them at 5 in the morning.
It was a little dicey. It was pretty windy, and we were watching the trees blow around outside our house.
And we're also going to a neighbor's who offered to give us wood. He's got a ton, so we have fireplaces. Well, we should stay warm enough.
The Portable Generator Manufacturers Association reminding residents generators should be 20 feet away from the home.
Generators can emit carbon monoxide, which is very dangerous. It is not possible for humans to smell it, see it, and it can kill within minutes.
Other towns were also sitting in the dark. Tree branches snapped in half and power lines were dangling in Hebron. Eversource encouraging their customers to be patient.
We know the cold is here. We know that tomorrow's Christmas Eve, and right after that is obviously Christmas Day, and we are all pushing as hard as we can to get our customers back.
In Tallinn, town manager Brian Foley says outages fluctuated.
We were up this morning to about 1,100, and then it came back down to 800, and then that afternoon wind came and hit, and we ballooned back up to about 1,400 outages.
As a safety precaution, it is best to let the professionals handle the mess.
Please don't move the trees if they're in the roadways or near the wires, as it's very dangerous.
Now, officials are urging everyone, if you know someone, especially if they are elderly, who is without power and no generator, please don't forget to check on them or bring them to a local warming center. I'm live in Manchester. Carmen Chow, Fox 61 News.
All right, thank you, Carmen, and stay warm out there as well. Make sure to download the free Fox 61 News app, especially with the threat for power outages. You can turn on notifications to get alerts whenever a big storm is headed our way.